Hello Scorpio, Elsie here to do a reading for you, my friends. How are you? I am doing a reading for the month of February. Welcome to February, just like that. It's February. Seems like it happened kind of quickly, although January, I don't know about where you are, but where I am, it seems like it's forever. So I'm here with the Psychic Tarot. We're going to start here. We're going to ask a few questions this month, find out what is coming up for you in the month of February. Here's Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Welcome here if you've never been here before. My name is Elsie, and I do these readings once a month. So I give you energy for what's coming up for the following month. I also read weekly. If you're interested in staying here, please look at the bottom right-hand corner of this little box where I live here, and you will see that there is a subscription button if you are my ride or die Scorpio, and you're always here, my Psychic Network. Thank you so much for showing up once again. I appreciate you the most. Tell me about Scorpio, please. We're going to ask a few questions, and the first question we're going to ask is, what is within your control in the month of February? What is within your control, Scorpio, in the month of February? We have hope. Okay, well, all right. So it's the star, and hope is within your control. So it's within your control to remain positive, to have hope, to heal the self. That's all within your control. We're going to come at it with clarification of tarot after I get these 4 cards out. We'll find out exactly what we're talking about here. So the fact that hope is showing up, it's card 17, and the card prior to 17 is 16, which is the Tower. So it tells me that you might be healing from some sort of situation that didn't work out the way you wanted it to, or from a tower, a shift or a change that was really hard for you. Second question I'm going to ask for you is, what is out of your control in the month of February? Scorpio, we've got triumphant success. Okay, so I feel like you're going to be recognized with these 2 cards together here. It feels like in February you're going to be recognized for something. It feels like when everybody thought you were done, when everybody thought there was nothing else you could do, it was out of your hands. Don't ever count Scorpio out. Look at that hand coming through the ground. It's like, I'm not dead. Nope. Oh, what's that from? Oh, I'm hearing it in my head, but I can't hear the song. Yeah, I'm hearing it in my head. That's a lyric. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. So it feels like there is triumphant success is coming. And I want to say what everybody counted you out. And I feel like although whatever's going on around you is out of your control, I feel like your clarity, your ability to speak up, your ability to negotiate, I feel is right on point in the month of February. All right, next question we're asking. Sorry, I still have that song in my head and I'm trying to hear the lyrics. I don't know who sings it. Maybe it'll come up. Finances is what we're going to ask next. Tell me about finances for Scorpio in February. We have temptation. So that could be overspending. It could be anything really. Could be codependency. Maybe someone's dependent on you for their money. We'll come back and we'll clarify with tarot so we get more details. The last card we're going to put down is all about love, Scorpio. Tell me about love for Scorpio in February. We have the universe. So maybe something that's going to be accomplished possibly. Maybe you're going to finally meet someone. When an ending shows up, it's because a beginning is near, and the ending is the universe card. Here it's card number 21, which is the world card, which is stepping through a portal, going to somewhere new. Something has ended, so something must begin. So maybe a relationship, a love relationship has ended for you already, and it's time for you to possibly begin again. We'll look at that. Bottom of the deck, we have trapped in fear. So that's the overall energy for the month. It feels like that there are things that you don't want to look at, things that you don't want to see, things that are aggravating you, things you have to take care of, things that you really don't want to have to look at or deal with. And I think that might be coming in the month of February. But look, it might be just thunder or reverberation from the tower that you've been dealing with here. Trapped in fear. What else do we have? Destiny. So I feel like you go from feeling like you have no control, or being trapped in fear, or in fear that something's not going to go right for you, or that something is going to take you to a place where you feel trapped in the mind. I feel like you go from there to the Wheel of Fortune, which is fortunate things that are moving forward with expansion, destiny. It feels like you're at a turning point here. So maybe when it gets to a place where you feel like you're backed into a corner here, something shows up to pull you out of that corner. That's what it feels like it might be here. Let's look at some tarot. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Scorpio, there is a sale that just began today. If you're interested in a reading, whether it's a love reading or not, there is a 10% discount, and it goes on from now until the 15th of February. So look in the pinned comment, you'll see the code and the link that you need to find me. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Tell me about hope. What's going on here? Tell me about hope for Scorpio. All right. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Page of Swords. And we've got the Knight of Cups. So it feels like, I want to say that the dust is still clearing, I want to say, as we enter into February. It feels like you may have dealt with some unfortunate shifts or some uncomfortable things that happened to you in February that pulled you out of your comfort zone or shifted the way you see the world or see things. It feels like there was like a renovation of your life in January. It may not have been very pleasant, but it does feel like there is healing and hope. That's what card number 17 is. The card number 7 here is making me feel like that the dust is finally settling, and now you see your options, whereas before I feel like you were just facing the tower and looking at the big plume of smoke. It's like you couldn't make a decision, but it feels like you're cutting through all of that. I want to say cutting through the confusion, cutting through the smoke or the billows of smoke, and you couldn't see anything. And it's because you stayed on the course. You stayed steady on the course here with the Knight of Cups. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about Scorpio. Yeah, I feel like you were very careful to not get overly emotional. She's carrying a cup and she's being very careful not to spill those emotions, so the emotions don't get spilled all over the place. And so it does feel like you are learning how to keep your crap together. It feels like emotional intelligence is what's happening here. It does feel like you've gone through a tower, and I feel like that tower has revealed what you need to learn. And I think what you needed to learn was possibly some emotional intelligence, or keeping it all together and under the surface a little bit, or being very careful with how you use your energy, your emotional energy. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like when the dust does settle, that you're going to see that there's some very valuable opportunities that are going to be showing up for you. I want to say that what is paying off is that when the tower fell, you didn't lose your crap. That's what it feels like, that you actually are the King of Cups. You are somebody, and just because you're a Scorpio doesn't mean you're the King of Cups. You have to learn that. It's a learned thing. We're not just born with the patience of Job. When things are falling down around us and horrible things are happening in our lives, we don't just learn, like we don't just automatically have this stoic energy where we know what to do. That is something that's learned. So I want to say, Scorpio, that you've learned that, and you come into February looking or feeling a little more optimistic, because I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is a blessing, and it feels like you feel a lot more optimistic with the hope that you have here. And so it feels like there is going to be some sort of an opportunity. It could be an opportunity for money, an opportunity for love. We do have the Knight of Cups here after all. It could be an opportunity to learn something with the Page of Swords, or to be able to make a decision, because I feel like that Page of Swords is holding up the sword, because, you know, the triumphant successes here also were cutting through something, right? People thought that the tower buried you. I think that other people around you thought, oh, that's it. The tower came down and Scorpio is in the rubble, but you never get stopped, right, Scorpio? You just get up and brush yourself off and keep going. And I think that's what's happening here. So I feel like although there are some things that are out of your control in the month of February, I feel like you've already had triumphant success, because you have this hope, this stoicism about you, and keeping it all together while things are falling down around you. We do have the Hanged One. So these are things which are out of your control. So I feel like you have to be in this pause. You have to pause for a moment, take a breath, look at things. The only thing that you can do in the month of February, I feel, is, at least in the second week of February, is really use your perspective to get your stability. So this to me tells me you're learning the reasons why. A lot of people just suffer and suffer and suffer, Scorpio. But I think that you're too logical for that. I feel like you're now in this hanged energy where you're realizing why this happened back here, why the tower happened, why why you had to wait for the dust to clear, why you had to learn this lesson. I feel like you're realizing through perspective and getting clarity about why things had to happen. And I think it was because of change. I was just going to say change, and the King of Swords shows up. So I feel like it was because change was needed, right? We see the King of Swords sitting here with the sword of truth, and there's butterflies all over the place. And so I feel like it was necessary for the tower to fall so you could learn a lesson and you could become the King of Swords. It feels like somebody here is learning how to be the emperor, because we do have, I was talking about the King of Cups, now we've got the King of Swords present. So I feel like there is some sort of authority or somebody who's making a decision that concerns you. And I feel like there's nothing you can do but wait. There's nothing that you can do but pause, get perspective, and wait for the decision to come down. This person could be someone who is a lawyer, a judge, or a magistrate. They could be a psychologist, psychiatrist, somebody who is appointed or has the job of doing the best thing for everyone involved by using facts and details and not, making head over heart decisions. So it feels like there is a decision, 2 swords, is being made here, and it's kind of out of your control. Tell me what's going on. We've got the 8 of Swords. See, all you can do is be up in your head. It's all you can do is wait. However, I feel like this comes to a conclusion for those of you who are in this situation where something's out of your hands legally and there's nothing you can do about it but wait. I feel like we've got 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 swords. It's something you're going to be able to release from your mind. You're going to be released from this 8 of Swords energy, and you will be released in the second week of February. So something is about to be resolved, I'm going to say. Something that's really been weighing heavily on your mind. Your hands are tied, right? We show somebody here whose hands are tied. We show somebody here whose hands are tied, feet are tied. Like, it feels like it's really, truly out of your hands. And there is somebody here of authority who is making some type of decision on your behalf here. One more card. We've got the 6 of Swords, and so all we can do is wait. There's no movement. It feels like until somebody comes to a decision, there's no movement. There's nothing that I can do about it. I've just got to sit here and wait. Tell me why the 6 of Swords is in the reverse. What are we waiting on? 3 of Wands. So it's something that has to do with your future, or a future plan, or a future goal, or something that you want to expand. Maybe you're trying to expand your family. Maybe you're trying to buy a house. It feels like this person could maybe be a loans officer, or somebody who's deciding something in your financial life, or whether or not you end up going for your goals or your expansion here. We do have the Star. So you're hopeful, and then we have the 6 of Wands. So it does work out in your favor. Whatever it is that I'm talking about, and it's going to be different for all of you. I mean, we are in a general reading, so use your own discernment to figure out what this is about in your life. And if it isn't about anything, then maybe it's just not your reading, and that's okay too. There's many, many Scorpio readings on this platform here at 10 of Cups Tarot. You can go click on one of those. So we have your finances. That is temptation. Tell me why temptation is here. Tell me why temptation is here in terms of finances for Scorpio. We do have the Death card. So I want to say the temptation is things that maybe you've been spending too much money on. Maybe you're tempted to give people money. Maybe you're tempted to give to people who don't have as much as you, but it feels like maybe those people are codependents. Maybe they're dependents in your family, but it feels like codependency. So if it is money that you're giving to people, it feels like people keep coming back to you for money. It's obsessive and secular, right? They keep coming back. It's over and over again. So I feel like that has to end if that is the case. If you are a person who is spending money on things you don't have money to spend on, like maybe you're using credit or lines of credit or credit cards because you want to travel, you want the Louis Vuitton suit, you want to get your hair and nails done by the best people in the city, I feel like that needs to stop. Because it feels like you're giving into temptation, which I feel could end up causing a long-term problem for you here. Yeah, you need to stop giving energy to the temptations. So the Page of Pentacles is it's like somebody here is living out of their means, it seems like, Scorpio, and it's time to stop living out of your means. It's like you're making very little bit of money, but you're spending a lot, is what it feels like. It's like keeping up with the Joneses, or wanting everything that, every influencer shows you on TikTok or Instagram. It feels like that. Maybe it's just time to cull the spending here. And the Queen of Wands tells me, you don't tell me what to do. Lady reader in Canada, don't tell me what to do. Look, you can do what you want to do. Go for whatever you want to go for. You're the person who is spending the money. You go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. All I'm giving you is the energy for February. And it feels like with the Queen of Wands, you are just going to do that. You're just going to do what you want to do because you're used to being independent. I can do it by myself. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about me. I feel like though that this Page of Pentacles is in the reverse for a reason. It's like when you have this ego that I'm feeling a little bit, when you have this ego of don't tell me what to do, I'll do it on my own. It feels like this Page of Pentacles in the reverse. It tells me you're giving up opportunities that could otherwise help you out of a situation. I can do it myself, but maybe you do need help. We have the Ace of Wands here. So the reason that you have this temptation or this thing that keeps happening in a loop, it's something that you're doing in your life with your finances that's creating something that is not savory for you. Like it's putting you in debt, or it's making you live on loans, or it's making you get another credit card or something like that. So it feels like you're spending your money on things that excite you. I want to say that preparing to travel, possibly. Two of Wands to me is travel. It's Sagittarian energy. The Queen of Wands is as well. Maybe you're a traveler, a world traveler, and you're like, I'm not giving that up. I'm not telling you to. I'm just telling you that it's got to end because you're this loop-de-loop that you've created with this temptation is going to eventually erode your finances, and then the long-term results are not good after that. So we do have love. And we do have the universe here. So we could be talking about universal love, right? Love for self, love that you have between you and the Creator. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Hermit. Yeah, it does look like it's self-love here. I think you're working on the self. I think you're working on auditing or editing yourself is what it feels like here with this Hermit energy. Because the Hermit is the one who is sort of in the dark when we go into Hermit energy. And the Hermit energy isn't the place where you put yourself. You're not like, okay, right now, on a Tuesday at 2:00, I'm going to go into Hermit energy. That's not what's going on here. It feels like it's time to sort of look over things now. It could be looking over your money, looking over how I make my money. Is it time for me to maybe get a side gig, or is it time for me to maybe get maybe it's time for me to get out of the job I'm in and maybe start a business. It feels like there are some decisions that have to be made here with this World card, that some sort of chapter is coming to an end, and so you need to make different decisions or accommodations for the self. And I think that the Hermit energy is telling me that you're there for self-preservation reasons, that you're kind of licking wounds, going over the things that you've done, analyzing the self. And it does feel like it's self-love for some of you in February here. Yeah, you'll be holding back from people. Maybe you're looking over, why are the reasons that I can't be vulnerable with people? Four of Pentacles is shut off and shut down, holding back. Why do I have a problem being vulnerable with people? It could be that. We do have the Ace of Swords energy. So it does feel like you do come about some clarity. I'm going to say you get some answers, you get your clarity, and yeah, there we go. It's, we've got the Fool here, right? King of Cups is in the reverse. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like this was supposed to happen this way. And it feels almost like it comes on the heels of a bad financial decision, or finances that have been draining you for a long time, or your finances have been draining because of maybe some traveling or things that you want. Or, we all work hard. We feel like we deserve certain things, right? It feels like the King of Cups in the reverse tells me that I feel like it's almost like a little bit of an emotional meltdown is what it feels like as you get into the end of the month here. But I really do feel that it's supposed to happen this way, because this is supposed to be a turning point for you, and you're supposed to be closing the door on the way that you were, or what you did back there, or editing yourself, auditing, analyzing. Like it feels like the end of the month is going to be that energy for you before you head into March. We're already getting into, after February, we're looking at spring. So it does feel like there is auditing of the self going on here. But I'm going to say that, the King of Cups tells me that it's going to be very emotional or overly emotional. We did talk about the King of Cups. Maybe you've had it with the Stoicism. Maybe it's time to just let it all out. And I think you'll be doing that by yourself in this Hermit energy. I feel like it's going to teach you a lesson and you're going to get some clarity from that. It feels like this Fool energy here comes on the heels of this change, this big change that's coming here, a turning point in your life. It feels like it's going to be like the Fool, the Wheel of Fortune, and the universe tells me it's a big realization that I've got to do something differently. If I want to get something different than I always got, I got to do something differently than I've done before. And so this is the overall energy, right? It does feel like that. It does feel like you're trying to make decisions that are going to be better for you. And I was talking about here destiny, right? So we have the Wheel of Fortune that did show up, and then we have love begins. I feel like there's some things, I feel like you've been asking the universe possibly for a new love interest, but it feels like there are some other things that you need to get out of control or you need to get in control. And one of those might be your finances. I'm just saying. Yeah. They all are connected. So we do have the Seven of Wands. I feel like February leaves you in a place that you are a little bit feeling a little bit defensive about the way things are transpiring here, but I think it is your choice to get into this energy, your psychic energy here, where you're going to actually figure out what's going on. It's time to make some changes here. The only ace we don't have here is the Ace of Cups, so it feels like there has to be a door that closes first before something shows up again for you here, and it's right here, the Ace of Cups. So it feels like you have to get some things, you have to get out of your head first before love is actually, romantic love, if that's what you want, is showing up for you. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you, Scorpio. I'm going to be back because I'm always back. Happy February to you, and be well. Bye-bye.